28-year-old woman enslaved and beaten by her drug-dealing boyfriend in 3 months of living hell. Social media activist who in the last year has exposed misery and suffering beneath the surface of Thai society brings his latest victim to Big Joke for help. The senior officer promised an investigation into her claims of abuse. A cry for help from a badly beaten young woman used as a slave by her drug-dealing boyfriend involved in the trade with his soldier father in Nakhon Pathom was made to Deputy National Police Chief General Shurikat Hakparn, also known as Big Joke, on Sunday. The woman's hell had lasted for 3 months before she escaped on Saturday night. The senior police officer promised to respond to the case in his official capacity but by the book and according to the law, as he spoke with the 28-year-old brought to him by online social justice activist Nakhon Pathom and Bangkok. Deputy National Police Chief General Shurikat Hakparn and the social media activist Nakhon Pathom and Bangkok on Sunday with the 28-year-old woman who escaped on Saturday night after being beaten and seriously injured over 2 days by her drug-dealing boyfriend in Nakhon Pathom. A Thai influencer who fights injustice, on Sunday, brought a case to Thailand's National Deputy Police Chief General Shurikat Hakparn seeking his intervention and help. The latest case involves a 28-year-old woman who was abused for 2 days up to Saturday night, the 28th of October, by her drug-dealing boyfriend in Nakhon Pathom and managed to escape his clutches. Young woman was beaten for hours over 2 days before making her escape on Saturday night suffering severe injuries to her body and head. Mr. Nakhon Pathom, also known popularly as Bangkok, told the police chief that the victim had been beaten for hours on end by her obsessive relationship partner, including with an iron bar and a pestle used for mixing drugs for sale. The 28-year-old showed clear signs of physical abuse as she was provisionally interviewed by General Shurikat, who promised to investigate the case but made it clear it would be conducted according to proper procedure. Furthermore, the victim told the police chief that her boyfriend, whom she had only been dating for 3 months, had forced her into dealing and trading in drugs. He appeared to be part of a more extensive network in Nakhon Pathom in central Thailand, approximately 57 kilometers west of Bangkok. Perpetrator is the son of a soldier who is also involved in an illicit drug-dealing business. Woman claims to have been forced into work in the trade. The victim also told Big Joke that her boyfriend was the son of a soldier as it was revealed that she had been repeatedly stomped upon and punched in the face, leaving her with a broken cheekbone and cracked ribs, among other injuries. Previously, she complained that she had been regularly beaten by the man she was dating and forced into dealing drugs and making deliveries for her boyfriend. He had threatened her that if she revealed his activities to authorities, he would kill her whole family. She told the police general that her boyfriend appeared well connected and knew many people in Nakhon Pathom. Because of this, she feared for her safety. Significant bodily harm. Initial investigation for assault, says Big Joke, with the crime committed within the precincts of Samfran police station. General Shurikat acknowledged that the woman appeared to have suffered significant bodily harm, and on this observation alone, there was a case to be prosecuted. He pointed out that the crime was committed in the area served by Samfran police station in Nakhon Pathom, located in a southern district of the province. General Shurikat said the case would initially be treated as one of family violence and severe harassment. He said he would be acting as the director of the Center for the Protection of Children, Women, Families and the Suppression of Human Trafficking, in which there are programs and responses to deal with such a situation. He explained that the victim would have to be interrogated at length and subject to a physical examination. Even though the culprit in the case is already known to them, police will initially contact him and ask for a statement. Victim suffered over 48 hours of horrific assault at the hands of her boyfriend, whom she had only been dating for 3 months, says activist. Mr. Nakhon, who brought the case to the senior police officer, pointed out that she had suffered over 48 hours of continuous abuse at the hands of her boyfriend, whom she had only been dating for 3 months, and had to escape from him as she was also being falsely imprisoned. He claimed that the perpetrator of the violence against the young woman was involved in a drug-dealing operation with his father, who is a member of the armed forces. General Shurikat said this aspect of the case would have to be carefully examined, particularly the allegations that drugs were used on a military camp. The social media influencer said he had rescued the young woman because she was living in an area where another young person had recently been murdered without receiving any help from locals, suggesting fear in the local community. Influencer who has exposed injustice and evil hidden underneath the surface of Thai society this year. The influencer, who has exposed many severe criminal cases in Thailand this year, including the 2022 case of a female army officer who kept a house slave and had connections with the Senate, has an instinct for detecting injustice and more severe criminality. Policewoman who kept a 30-year-old soldier as a slave rocks Thailand, exposing a hidden, dark culture. His cases include the shocking case of a father living in Bangkok in September who was revealed as a serial killer after murdering his infant children over an extended period. The activist told the media that he had already referred the present case to the Inspector General of the Royal Thai Army. Killer's third wife arrested and remanded in prison on murder charges relating to 4 infant boys. Man with 4 wives suspected of murdering 5 of his 10 children in 11 years of terror. He said that the victim in the case was terrified that she would be tracked down by those involved in the drug-dealing group and murdered. They were relying on the help of Police General Shurikat to take decisive action to ensure the young woman's safety. He revealed that the reason for the latest attack on the 28-year-old was sexual jealousy, with her boyfriend insisting that she consumed drugs to have sexual relations. Boyfriend linked with an illegal drug network in Nakhon Pathom, which used blue bags and subjected her to violent, physical abuse from the outset. When she refused, she was subjected to days of physical torture, which the social activist described as inhumane. At length, he pointed out that the victim had suffered severe injuries in 4 to 5 places, including damage to her eyes and an attempt by the perpetrator to disfigure her face with a pair of scissors. Mr. Kanarat Gunpongpeboonwet said he believed the victim was on the verge of a nervous breakdown and that the man who perpetrated the attack on her had to be stopped. Speaking to reporters, the victim said that in the 3-month relationship she had with the perpetrator, he had been physically violent to her from the outset and was deeply involved in the drug trafficking trade. She said she was not aware if he was connected to a significant drug-dealing network or not and only knew that he used blue bags, but in any event, she believed the threats he made against her and was seeking protection from authorities.